Hey class, okay, welcome. So as you see, I am not here. I'm working, but I'm not working at the school. I'm working downtown doing some curriculum. So we can't have a class without a bell ringer trivia. Even though Mr. Mounts isn't here, I still got the corny jokes. So what did Mrs. Claus say to Santa Claus when she looked outside? Any takers? She said, "It looks like rain, dear." Get it? See? It looks like rain, dear. Feel free to use that one. I'm just saying. All right, so here you go. Before you finish your test, I want you to please watch this video. Hit pause, take notes, or rewatch, and you can use any notes you have on your district celebration. All right, we're going to go over 5 questions as a review. So number 1. This one is just like your number 1 on your district assessment, except different numbers. Now, to me, this is a substitution. Why is it substitution? Because x is solved for. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug 2y minus 2 into x. So I would rewrite it, and I would say 5x. Instead of 5x, I'd go 5 parentheses 2y minus 2 minus 4y equals 2. Shazam! We already know how to do that. Let's distribute. So I have 10y minus 10 minus 4y equals 2. I would combine my like terms and say 10y and minus 4y is 6y minus 10 equals 2. I'm going to add 10 to both sides because now this is just a 2-step equation. So 6y equals 12 divided by 6. Y equals 2. Now hopefully you're saying to yourself, we are not done. We know what y is, but we don't know what x is. So we need to plug it in. I would plug it into the top equation. X equals 2 parentheses 2 minus 2. X equals, if I was to work it out, 4 minus 2. Hot dog, x also equals 2. So my final answer would be 2, 2. If I were you, I would pause it and I would write this example down in my notes and maybe use it on my district assessment. All right, next type of problem would be a elimination. Why don't you try pausing it and seeing if you know what to do? If you get stuck, then hit play and see if you can follow along with me. So in this problem, neither x nor y have the same common, not denominator, but coefficient. So in that case, I can't add them together because nothing would eliminate. But I do see I have a 1 in front of here and a 4. And I know that if I had this bottom equation equal negative 4x, then I could add those 2 equations and they would eliminate. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply by negative 4. This is like the second problem on your test. And it would be negative 4x, and then I would distribute again, minus 20y equals, and then I would distribute again, and negative 40. So I'd go ahead and take out that middle equation, and I would rewrite my top equation underneath the equation I just wrote. And now if I say to myself, do I have a letter that has the same number in front and one's negative and one's positive? And you'd be like, hot dog, I do. So you're going to add those equations up. By doing that, you're going to get to eliminate this variable, and you're going to be left with negative 23y equals a negative 46. According to my rules, the next step is I'm going to divide by negative 23 because it was being multiplied by y, and then y equals positive 2. Are you done? Hopefully you said no. So that way you're needing to find x. You could plug it into either equations. I personally would do the bottom equation because there's no negatives. So that would look like x plus 5, and instead of y equals 2, I'm going to plug that in, equals 10. Work it out just like a 2-step equation. X plus 10 equals 10. Minus 10 from both sides. X equals 0. So my final answer would be 0, 2. How are you feeling so far? If you're a little confused, I would pause it and I would re-watch it and see if you can refresh your memory. This next question is like number 3. It's the story problem. Just like Mr. Mounts did it with you guys the other day, you need to break it up part by part. It's getting cold outside and Mrs. Bradford family needs new hats and gloves. She went to Walmart and bought 4 hats and 2 gloves and spent $34. Her husband thought he was going to get a better deal and he went to Target. And he bought 2 hats and 9 gloves and spent $41. How much are the hats and gloves? Alright, so if I were you, what I do is I would reread and then underline what we know. We're given 4 hats and 2 gloves, and that has to equal $34. So how could I represent hats? Maybe I could call hats as H and gloves as G. And then I could write that first sentence as an equation, and I could say 4 hats, 4 times each hat. So 4H plus 2G equals $34. Then my husband Bobby, he went to Target and he bought 2 hats and 9 gloves. He loses his gloves a lot because he had to buy 9 gloves, and he spent $41. So now we're ready to rock and roll. Does either H or G have the same number in front? Nope. Could you multiply H or G by a number that would give you the other coefficient? Hopefully you're saying, yeah, the bottom equation, I can multiply by -2, and then that's going to make my H's cancel out. So let's see. -2 times 2H is -4H. -2 times 9G is -18G. And then -2 times -41 is -81. Nope, just kidding, it's -82. Oops. I would then rewrite the first equation underneath. Now I can see that if I can go ahead and eliminate, sorry, my pin's being funky right there. My H's are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with -16G, if I add those up, equals, oh, I have no idea, 82 minus 34, old school math here, 8 and 48, and it's going to be a -48 because 82 is larger, divide by 16, -16. So I know that the gloves cost me $3 a piece. How much are the hats? So let's plug it in. I'm going to plug it into the top one. 4H plus 2, and instead of G, I'm going to plug 3 in, equals 34. So I have 4H plus 6 equals 34. 4H equals, I used to be a part of 4H, by the way, back in my day. That used to be a thing. I don't even know if you used to be folks know what it is. All right, equals 28. A hat cost me $7. So in my answer, how much are the hats? $7. How much are the gloves? $3 a piece. Oh yeah. All right, last question. You are to graph these. This was like question number 4. So if I was going ahead and graph these, the original formula is y equals mx plus b. B represents your y-intercept. Where do you cross your y-axis? Your m, reminder, is your rise over your run. Okay? Now, what point do you start with first? Always remember, B comes first in the alphabet before M, so start with B. So in this first equation, I'm going to start at a positive 6 in the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put my dot. And then my rise, my run is -1/2. So I'm going to go down 1 to my right 2. Down 1 and to my right 2. Down 1 and to my right 2. Connect those lines. Boom. The next one, -4 is my y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope is 2. Ooh, what's my run? If you have a whole number, just a reminder, any whole number can be made into a fraction by putting it over 1. So now I can go up 2 to my right 1, up 2 to my right 1, up 2 to my right 1, up 2 to my right 1. And look at that. They intersect right here, people. That is my solution. So my solution is 1, 2, 3, 4 over 4 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. That means if I was to plug in 4 for x and 4 for y, it's going to give me a true statement. The last page is a reminder you have to draw system of equations with no solutions, mini solutions, or all real numbers. How many solutions does this graph have? Hopefully you said no solution. You are correct because they don't intersect. How many solutions does this line have? Ooh, hopefully you said once because they intersect once. And last but not least, if I had a line on top of another line, how many times do those intersect? Infinite many, because they intersect all the time. All right, that's it. Now, once you're done, feel free to, if you want to, rewatch, take your notes, and then go get your test from Miss Ellers, and then finish that. When that's all done, look at the sticker board, because we have retakes, people, on Friday. You don't got your homework done, you can't do retakes. Not for the whole year, just for this last unit. So that's the last 4 stickers. And you should all have your worksheets with you. All right. See you all on Friday.